Oh my gosh, Liza Minnelli, who has been a star since she was born, was in big trouble with her own mother. Her life was completely ruined by tragedies from family, marriage to health. All seemed to turn their backs on her. Don't miss this video because we will give you details of the terrible things that Liza had to endure for nearly 80 years. Let's get started now. Liza Minnelli's life was deeply intertwined with the legacy of her mother, Judy Garland. Garland's name was synonymous with Hollywood stardom, but it was also closely associated with the dark side of the entertainment industry. Judy Garland was subjected to mistreatment, much like many young stars of her time. This mistreatment took a toll on her mental and physical health, leaving her vulnerable at a young age. It's essential to note that the information provided here is based on accounts and reports. As of my last knowledge update in January 2022, Liza Minnelli, being the daughter of Judy Garland, found herself in a challenging situation. As her mother grappled with addiction to amphetamines and barbiturates, Minnelli took on the role of caring for her. This responsibility was thrust upon her at a young age, and it was no ordinary task. Peter Allen, Minnelli's former husband, shared with Rolling Stone that when Minnelli was a child, a doctor advised that Judy Garland couldn't take more than a couple of Nembutals, a depressant and sleep aid, per day. However, Judy had to believe she was taking more, so it was up to Liza to empty some of the capsules and fill them with sugar to maintain the illusion. Minnelli's recollections of her mother's behavior shed light on the complex dynamics of their relationship. She remembered instances when her mother would lock herself in the bathroom, threatening to overdose. However, to Minnelli, it often seemed like a cry for attention rather than a genuine self-destruction attempt. She explained that her mother found humor in these situations, treating them as a form of dark comedy. It was a stark contrast to the seriousness of the circumstances they were dealing with. Despite the difficulties, there were moments of love and connection between Liza Minnelli and her mother. She had genuine affection for Judy Garland. However, the weight of dealing with her mother's struggles took a toll on her as well. Minnelli admitted that her mother could be a challenging presence, prone to tantrums and dramatic scenes. Even as an adult, she couldn't stand to be around any form of yelling or conflict, having become hypersensitive to such situations due to her experiences growing up. Liza Minnelli was born in 1946, and by the late 1960s, her mother was facing financial difficulties, reduced to performing in bars for meager pay, reportedly around $100 a night. During this time, Judy Garland expressed the tremendous difficulty of living as herself and being Judy Garland, a legendary figure in the entertainment industry. In an interview, she acknowledged the harshness of her life, reflecting on the challenges she faced. As Liza Minnelli reached the age of 21, the financial troubles had escalated to the point where they were getting kicked out of hotels due to their inability to pay for their accommodations. At times, they found themselves homeless, resorting to sleeping in Central Park and even on the Plaza Fountain. Despite these dire circumstances, Judy Garland had a remarkable ability to turn their struggles into a game, making the best out of a difficult situation. They would put on as many clothes as they could, evade paying hotel bills, and leave before their lack of funds became apparent. Judy Garland would even use this as an opportunity to suggest they needed a new wardrobe, injecting a sense of humor and positivity into their dire circumstances. When Liza Minnelli decided to embark on her own career in show business, she faced the enormous challenge of establishing herself as an individual artist, rather than just someone's daughter. She had to navigate her way into off-Broadway productions, often relying on her own abilities to convince casting directors and producers of her talent. She also gained valuable experience by touring with her mother, taking on the role of a duenna, or governess, and providing emotional support as a crying towel. One of the biggest obstacles she encountered was her famous parentage. People often associated her primarily with her mother, making it difficult for her to establish her own identity in the entertainment world. In an interview with Variety, Minnelli admitted that the hardest part of her career journey was not only finding success, but also achieving recognition and acceptance as an artist in her own right, distinct from the shadow of her mother's fame. Then, the tragic passing of Judy Garland in 1969, at the age of just 47, was a significant and heart-wrenching moment in the life of her daughter, Liza Minnelli. The official cause of Judy Garland's death was an overdose of barbiturates, a tragic end to her tumultuous life. According to her manager, Stevie Phillips, Judy was in immense emotional pain during her final days, and her emotional state was often turbulent. She relied on drugs to stabilize her mood, making it possible to engage in meaningful conversations with her. After Judy Garland's passing, it was left to Liza Minnelli, who was only 23 years old at the time, to not only console her mother's fifth husband, Mickey Deans, but also to grieve her mother's untimely death in the public eye. Despite the intense emotions and grief she was experiencing, Liza allowed herself to cry only once, and it happened in the car on her way to Manhattan upon receiving the devastating news. Liza Minnelli faced tremendous pressure and expectations regarding the funeral arrangements. Many believed that a very public funeral was in order, given Judy Garland's iconic status. However, Minnelli decided to go against these expectations and organized a private, solemn ceremony. She ensured that the funeral was a more intimate affair, with only yellow roses as the chosen floral tribute. She also sought the assistance of an MGM makeup artist who had worked with her mother in the past to help prepare Judy for her final farewell. Interestingly, actress Eva Gabor insisted that the makeup artist stay to work on her own projects related to Green Acres, illustrating the complexity of Hollywood even in times of mourning. Liza Minnelli faced yet another challenge after her mother's death. She realized that many individuals would write books about her mother, sharing their versions of stories and experiences, some of which she might not necessarily agree with. It was then that she recognized the importance of setting the record straight in her own way. She decided to write a book about her mother, using her unique perspective as a beloved daughter to provide a more personal and accurate account of Judy Garland's life and their relationship. The complex theme of relationships, particularly in the context of sexual orientation, runs through the lives of both Liza Minnelli and her mother, Judy Garland. Judy Garland's father, Frank Gumm, was known to be in the company of men during the 1920s, which indicates a possible same-sex orientation. Garland herself went on to marry director Vincente Minnelli. Biographers have suggested that Vincente Minnelli was bisexual, and there are accounts that Judy Garland once attempted to end her life after discovering him with another man. This suggests a challenging and tumultuous aspect of their relationship. Liza Minnelli's own experiences in marriage parallel those of her mother in some curious ways. According to Vice, shortly after her first marriage, she quickly realized that her husband, Peter Allen, was gay. The story goes that it was on their wedding night when she discovered Peter Allen with another man, highlighting the difficulties in their relationship due to his sexual orientation. However, the complex web of relationships doesn't end there. Peter Allen went on to have an affair with Mark Herron, who happened to be the husband of none other than Judy Garland. This added an intricate layer to the interconnections between these individuals. In total, Judy Garland was married 5 times, and her daughter, Liza Minnelli, was married 4 times. Despite the number of marriages, none of these unions were described as particularly happy, reflecting the tumultuous and challenging nature of their relationships. Liza Minnelli's first marriage to singer-songwriter Peter Allen in 1967 was a relatively private affair. However, their union turned out to be a rocky one, influenced by several factors. One noteworthy aspect of their marriage was the revelation that Peter Allen was gay, which added complexity to their relationship, as reported by Vice. Beyond Allen's sexuality, there were additional challenges that Liza Minnelli opened up about in an interview with Rolling Stone. One of the significant issues they faced was the stark disparity in their respective careers. Minnelli was experiencing a meteoric rise in fame, particularly with the success of her role in Cabaret. This success posed a challenge for Peter Allen to cope with, as he was not achieving the same level of professional recognition. During that era, societal expectations for women often revolved around the idea that they should get married, settle down, and ride off into the sunset. However, Liza Minnelli's ambitions and career aspirations did not align with this traditional narrative. Her dedication to her career and the opportunities it brought clashed with the conventional roles that were expected of women. Minnelli recalled that when her career was flourishing, Allen had difficulty adjusting to the changing dynamics in their relationship. He expressed frustration that she wasn't always available to cook dinner or fulfill traditional domestic duties. In response, she pointed out the necessity of her work, emphasizing that she needed to earn the money to buy the food they'd eat. This conflict underscored the tension arising from gender roles and expectations in their marriage. Minnelli also mentioned that Allen felt emasculated because her career was thriving while his own wasn't progressing as he'd hoped. He believed that, as the man, he should be the primary breadwinner, which created further strain on their relationship. The marriage between Liza Minnelli and concert producer David Guest in 2002 was plagued by a multitude of rumors and controversies from the outset. According to the Washington Post, one of the most prominent rumors was that David Guest was primarily interested in Liza Minnelli's wealth rather than in her as a person. Despite these rumors, they decided to tie the knot. However, their marriage lasted just 16 months and unraveled in an incredibly dramatic and hostile manner, making it one of the most contentious divorces in recent Hollywood history. The divorce was accompanied by a $10 million lawsuit filed by David Guest against Liza Minnelli. In his lawsuit, Guest alleged that Minnelli had physically abused him to the extent that he had to be hospitalized. He claimed that she had repeatedly struck him in the head with her fists, causing such severe pain that he had to undergo 80 shots around the head to numb the nerves. He further contended that the attacks had left him with debilitating health issues, including headaches, vertigo, insomnia, and hypertension. To manage the pain, he required 11 daily medications. In response, Liza Minnelli countersued David Guest, accusing him not only of physical abuse but also of theft. She alleged that living with him had made her afraid for her life, and claimed that he had been poisoning her, as reported by The Guardian. The divorce proceedings continued for approximately 4 more years and ultimately concluded with a no-fault divorce, signifying that neither party was legally at fault for the dissolution of their marriage. Liza Minnelli, following this tumultuous experience, vowed never to get married again, emphasizing her determination by stating, "If you even hear I'm getting married, hit me over the head and take me out of there." Liza Minnelli's experiences with miscarriages are understandably a deeply personal and tragic part of her life, marked by significant emotional pain and loss. While such events are typically private, in a 2008 interview with The Guardian, she bravely shared some details about her miscarriages, and the tone of the conversation became notably somber. During the interview, Liza Minnelli revealed that she had experienced difficulties with eating before performing. She disclosed that she had a hiatal hernia, a condition that she acquired when she was pregnant. She described a distressing situation in which she was put upside down in an attempt to hold the baby. But tragically, the baby did not survive. The interview quickly shifted away from this painful topic, but it was clear that Liza Minnelli had been deeply affected by her experiences with miscarriage. She expressed profound regret over not being able to have children and how devastating the loss of her pregnancies had been for her. It was a sorrow that had left a lasting impact on her life. The New York Times reported on her 1981 miscarriage, which occurred during her marriage to Mark Garrow. The article noted that Liza Minnelli was profoundly grieved by the loss and that their hopes for a miracle had tragically ended in heartbreak. In total, Minnelli suffered 3 miscarriages before coming to terms with the heartbreaking reality that she would not have children. She shared with Saga that this was one of the true regrets of her life, underscoring the deep emotional toll that these miscarriages took on her. Liza Minnelli's relationship with drugs and alcohol also was a complex and challenging aspect of her life. Her first husband, Peter Allen, once mentioned in an interview with Rolling Stone that she was very cautious about using any kind of medication, even something as mild as aspirin. This suggests that she was initially quite cautious when it came to substance use. However, the dynamics of her relationship with substances changed significantly after her mother, Judy Garland, passed away in 1969. Doctors prescribed Valium to help Minnelli cope with the grief and to sleep, and this marked the beginning of her own struggles with addiction to prescription pills and alcohol, as reported by NBC News. This period marked the start of a challenging journey through addiction for Minnelli. Over the years, she sought help for her addiction, spending time in several rehabilitation facilities. Minnelli was always open and candid about her struggles. She acknowledged her inherited predisposition to addiction and was vocal about her efforts to address it. She told The Guardian, "My whole life this disease has been rampant. I inherited it, and it's been horrendous, but I have always asked for help." Minnelli's struggles with addiction took a severe turn, and she didn't have her first drink until she was 30 years old. Following that initial experience, she became increasingly entangled in a combination of drugs and alcohol. Her half-sister found herself in a situation so dire that she felt compelled to kidnap Minnelli to save her in 1984. The situation had escalated to such an extent that even Frank Sinatra got involved. He loaned his plane to ensure that Liza Minnelli safely reached the Betty Ford Clinic, a renowned rehabilitation facility. Liza Minnelli has grappled with the complexity of her addiction, acknowledging that her actions might seem inexplicable to those who haven't experienced the things she has. She emphasized that addiction is a disease, and it's a struggle that is often beyond one's control. She firmly believed that understanding addiction as a disease is crucial for society, advocating for greater awareness and empathy. Liza Minnelli had a profound and enduring friendship with the renowned fashion designer Halston, which extended beyond a working relationship. Halston not only designed some of her most iconic and memorable outfits, but he also held a special place in her life. Minnelli described Halston as her big brother, emphasizing the deep bond they shared. She loved and trusted him implicitly, and their friendship was an integral part of her life. Their relationship was not solely based on work. They enjoyed simple moments together, such as sharing meals and listening to each other. This friendship was a source of joy and support for both of them. Tragically, their close bond was cut short by the devastating impact of the AIDS epidemic. Halston, who had retired in 1988, received an AIDS diagnosis in the following year. By March 1990, he had succumbed to the disease. His passing was a significant loss to Minnelli, and she organized a tribute in his memory, expressing her enduring love and the depth of her grief. She said, "I'll miss him always," reflecting the lasting impact Halston had on her life. In the years that followed, Liza Minnelli became a steadfast advocate for not only the fight against AIDS and HIV, but also for combating the stigma associated with these conditions. She dedicated herself to extensive charity work and was recognized for her contributions with the International Hero Award in 2003. She was committed to the battle against AIDS and expressed her unwavering determination, stating, "I will do anything in this fight to help find a cure for this devastating disease. We have a long way to go, and I will always be a part of that battle." In the year 2000, a distressing incident occurred at Liza Minnelli's Florida home when paramedics were summoned to respond to a medical emergency. At first, it was believed that she was suffering from a severe stroke, as reported by CBS. However, it was later determined that she was experiencing complications from a condition known as viral encephalitis, which she had contracted through a mosquito bite. This condition is known to be extremely terrifying. Encephalitis is characterized by inflammation of the brain, and according to the Mayo Clinic, severe cases of encephalitis can be life-threatening. The symptoms can encompass a wide range of neurological issues, including paralysis, seizures, difficulty speaking, hallucinations, and, in some cases, a coma. For Liza Minnelli, the situation was dire, and she was initially told that she would never walk again. The accomplished dancer was informed that she would need to accept a life reliant on a wheelchair. However, Liza Minnelli had a fierce determination to defy this prognosis and regain her health. Despite the immense challenges, she embarked on a remarkable journey to recovery. She had to learn to walk again and relearn how to speak. Her recovery was nothing short of extraordinary, as she defied the odds and made a full recovery. In an interview with The Guardian, Liza Minnelli shared insights into her journey of healing. She described her determination not to give up, despite the daunting obstacles she faced. She drew inspiration from her father's advice, emphasizing that she believed in the power of positive thinking. With unwavering resolve and hard work, she persevered and overcame the tremendous hurdles on her path to recovery. Liza Minnelli's illustrious dancing career, which appears to be a natural calling for her, has taken a severe toll on her physical health. She has undergone numerous surgeries and medical procedures to maintain her ability to dance. As per Saga, Liza Minnelli humorously describes her physical condition, saying, "I'm Dorothy's daughter up top and the Tin Man down below." This witty statement underscores the significant contrast between her upper body and lower body due to the impact of her physical issues. Minnelli has opened up about the long-standing nature of her health problems. She revealed that, for a considerable period, she was unconsciously adapting her gait and movements to alleviate the pain caused by her scoliosis. In fact, she only became aware of this when she saw someone impersonating her and her distinctive walk, shedding light on her ongoing struggle with these issues. In 2014, it was reported, according to Billboard, that Liza Minnelli was recovering from back surgery, which was a testament to her commitment to maintaining her ability to dance. In addition to her battle with scoliosis, Minnelli has faced various other physical challenges. She has experienced crushed discs in her back, necessitating treatment and medical attention. She has undergone 2 hip replacements and a knee replacement. Describing the knee replacement as quite traumatic, she also shared that she was back to dancing daily less than a year after the procedure, demonstrating her remarkable resilience and passion for her art. What do you think about Liza Minnelli's tragic life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.